Hello again. I was wanting to do a video that, as I had promised before, was looking more in depth at individual coins in the cryptocurrency range, and just a little bit how a new person or a newbie like myself is actually able to find the information to decide whether it's a good investment to risk your money in lots and lots of different cryptocurrencies, which are hard to know how they're going to end up. At the moment, I'm still watching the fun and games with Ethereum. This is the latest breakout that occurred. It's about nearly 3 hours ago. This one's looking a little more predictable in that there's a clear shoulder here, followed by what appears at the moment to be a head and a right shoulder soon after. And this indicates that it may not rise any further, but we'll wait and see. Obviously I was caught out yesterday by the fact that looking at just for heads on these types of coins can be a little misleading, and that it does make you a little bit more conservative and exit way too early. Anyway, what I was wanting to look at the moment was a coin called Bitshares, because I found Bitshares is kind of interesting in that what it is quite innovative, and it has a very good story about it. And also some of the indications are that this coin has a lot of life in it yet in terms of the market. I went and purchased Bitshares over the last over the last week or so. I've gone in at a slightly higher rate when I first started, which was 1518. That's a 0.00001518. I'll just call it 1518. I also went in at 14.9, 14.97, and then recently I went in at 14.31 because the price had gone down quite a lot. I have about 5,000 Bitshares at the moment. It's certainly a coin that just seems to be going down all the time at the moment, and I can get on to why I think that might be. In terms of historically what the kind of the support may be on this coin, or the bottom, it's around where it is now, which is about 14 to 14.31 I think was the figure, which is interesting. Obviously there's a risk it could go lower at the moment from that historical bottom, and at the moment it is going lower, and it's a little frustrating waiting for this coin to come alive, because when you look at the market depth, it does seem that there's a significant potential interest in the coin. Some 44 Bitcoin, which gives you a sense that it could easily rise to about 18, and that the first major sort of sell-off wall is around 22. And again, I'm using the figure 0.000022. I'm in to sell at the moment at around 1936 and 1956, which I think is a reasonable position at the moment. Now, when I came to looking at should I get involved in Bitshares, what I did is looked through the various information places like coinmarketcap.com, and what that allows you to do is to start finding the website, discussion forums, even looking at the blockchain, and obviously latest news. And what's interesting about Bitshares is that the first thing you find is that there's Bitshares 2.0 has not been released yet, and that they're giving you an option to be emailed when it's ready, which is sort of strange because you think Bitshares is already up and running, and as you look into it you realize that what is up on the exchange is essentially Bitshares 1.0, and that 2.0 at some point, quite soon in fact, will be released. And so when I went to the discussion forum, I was looking at what does that mean for what's going to happen to the coin. Could that explain why the price is so low? The Bitshares forum is very good. It's really well constructed. What I like about it is questions and concerns are right up front, and you can really delve into what the community is saying about the coin. And as I've read through it, what's clear is that when the Bitshares 2.0 is launched, there will be a one-for-one exchange for existing Bitshare coins. Now, I've been through something like this before with Gridcoin, which is a coin I've been very heavily involved in, and when they did a major upgrade to the script algorithm, there was a 10-to-1 transfer, and that went very smoothly. It was actually very good. So I don't really have any fears about a shift on Bitshares at the moment from 1.0 to 2.0. And the interesting thing about Bitshares, I think CoinGecko gives a good explanation, is that Bitshares is not your normal kind of cryptocurrency, in that it's essentially a trading platform for allowing you to do, in essence, derivatives or actual commodity trading, or even forex trading, which you can use the Bitshare. So you can invest in Bitshares and then allocate how you're going to, or what you're going to trade in, and then in essence the Bitshares allows you to take profits or have losses based upon how you positioned the things you're trading in relative to Bitshares. It's pretty complicated. There is a good video which I'll put in the link in my video, where they do explain that they have these things called let's see, Bit USD, which is Bit US dollars. They have Bit BTC for Bitcoin. I presume they have Bit oil and Bit gold, and that these in essence are the measure on which they relate back to Bitshares. And so in essence it's quite innovative, to put it mildly, and I don't know how much this will take off, but certainly I'm feeling that this is probably a good investment for the moment, and that it can only go up. I think the interesting thing about Bitshares is that it does raise an interesting issue for me, which is when I first got involved in cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, one of the key interests I have in it is the fact I'm really hoping that it will replace the banking sector, and give us another option for our economic lives to actually have a complete free and open market without government intervention and all sorts of shady deals, where we can actually find places online to actually have a safe haven for our money and our wealth. And what Bitshares and coins like Ripple especially, and also NXT to a certain degree, and probably some others, is that you start to realize that it's actually the banking sector that's probably going to gain most from these technologies in the immediate horizon. Because what's interesting is that these technologies allow the banks themselves to be able to reduce their costs, also their transaction fees, and also you could argue even their risk, and that they will adopt these technologies and yet still make the their customers pay through the nose for access to this. And so in a way this does start to raise the fact that we may go through a hybridization where the old banking system is actually using cryptocurrency technology and blockchain technology to make itself survive for just that bit longer. Inevitably, I think the new technologies win over, because why do you need a bank when you have all this ability with cryptocurrencies to replace the banking and financial sector? Anyway, I thought it was an interesting outcome from this bit of research, and this is how a newbie like myself is trying to find information. Of course, the test is going to be if this coin goes up and if I'm able to make profit, and if this sort of research is actually going to indicate that quite soon there should be an increase in Bitshares. We shall see. Certainly I've done a lot of homework and probably need a lot more. If anyone has some experience of Bitshares and wants to just comment on that and maybe put me right, maybe I don't understand it enough, that would be really helpful. And if you want to share and subscribe, please do, and I will do another video quite soon. Okay, thanks very much. Bye.